There's Ängakåsen. It's off here to the left. So we should start seeing maybe even some burial grounds here. Yeah, look at this. Look, 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 look. Oh wow, there we are. Look at that. There it is. There's Ängakåsen. I've just got to find a place now where I can park the car. Park the bike. Oh, it's because I had Ängakåsen in my lockdown. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, it's on the place. God, I didn't look on the side of the road. And there's the parking place. Hey! No, it's not actually open yet. Oh man, look at that. Wow, there she blows. Right, well, let's start getting prepared, because I want to see if I can go to Ängakåsen first. Right, I'll be back. Yeah, well, by the looks of it, there's no way that I can see to get up there apart from walking up the main road, which means walking up here. Yeah, so I was right. It is the only way to get there, is to park there and walk up on the main road. But here we are. This is the whole area anyway. Can smell the ocean from here. It's a nice apple farm here by the looks of it. And yeah, and then we've got to climb over this one. There's a stone. Who's buried there? Bob. I reckon it was Bob that was buried there. There's cows in the field as well, so bah. I've got to traverse some fences. See, someone's parked here and has quickly jumped over the fence there. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing as well. I don't trip over first. Let this person take their photos first. So yeah, we made it. I'm inside. Hold on, there's my microphone. We made it. I'm inside the ship at the moment, which is 60 meters long and comprised of about 30 stones. The ship was a symbol of transporting the dead to the spirit world. Back in those times, of course, it's whether or not, you know, you can't really call them Vikings, but they definitely were maritime warriors. There are cave paintings and drawings all over the whole of Skåne, which date back, yeah, crikey, up to 5,500 years ago. And it just got better and better. Their shipbuilding got better and better, and what we know as Vikings from about the 800 AD, from sort of Lindensfarne. That's the Vikings that's sort of shown in popular history on TV, but of course they were still there way back then. They just refined over time their ability to transport and wage war. transport themselves and wage war. Now, in the distance there, I believe that's the penning stone, and we'll go and have a look at that in a minute. But I'm just luckily enough to be here. There are some people that are coming every now and then, and I've got to avoid the cow shit as well. But I'm lucky enough to be here on my own at the moment. That's why I wanted to get here early. It does feel rather special, I must admit. Got to touch some of these babies. That's the whole ship there, and you can see the size of it. If I can get me in here with this one as well. All over Sweden. But these are about the most famous, I suppose. Well, the biggest ship is Sten, and I'll put a picture up. It should be up there now. Sten picture. But I've already been there once this year, and I thought I would do that maybe next year, which is up on a hillside overlooking a harbour and a massive ocean size site, and that's a stunning place. That really does have an atmosphere. But I'm going to head off now to Pennings Stone, which is down here, and we'll carry on when I get there. So yeah, this is Pennings Stone, and the very well. I was going to say there's so much history in these things that you could write books. Well, there are books about it. I shall give a better visual picture up here that you can see of a higher viewpoint looking over. But one of the interesting things about this was that this centre stone was actually cut into three by locals. Not now, I mean, you know, hundreds of years ago. And used, I think it was like part of a mill. And the local people, residents, got angry at it and brought it back and restored it to where it is now. And you can actually see where it's cut into the segments there. There's a stone ring that goes all the way around the outside. And a lot of these stone rings, sometimes called judge rings, were meeting places and obviously burial places. And so for meetings of importance with people from the local area, the decisions were made in semi-communication with the dead. So the dead were involved, and so it wasn't just that people were buried here, it had a significance. There were also burning sacrifices and various other things. I think they were called a ting. It was actually called that in Swedish. Wow, look at that old tree. That's just amazing. I must say there is an atmosphere here. You do feel something of, but it's probably anticipation, and you know, I'm not going to sort of like wax poetic about it, but it's a hell of a thing, I must admit. And there are 130 apparently all over this entire area, which is huge. There is a private road that I saw here, and some farmer's tractor down there. So how far I can go, I don't know, and obviously I don't want to go and disturb anybody. But yeah, I shall try and take a few interesting shots here and see what we can come up with in editing. But we made it, and that was quite a thing though, coming along the road and then just suddenly seeing it there on the side of the road. That was I felt the old heart jump a little bit. because I've been reading about this for a long time. Been here, like I said, 30 years, and I've never been to this area, which is quite surprising. Yeah, but I'm here now, feeling the vibe. So I've just found this one, which is one of the, I say squares, but it's a rectangle, in which is another. It looks like it finishes here, and it's squared off down there. Of course, it may have been a boat and people removed stones, because you just don't know what's happened over all of these years. But yeah, there's another one. Walking on the dead at the moment, it feels like. From some of the things that I've read, it doesn't always have to be like a structure or a shape. Some people that had gained enough love and respect would just be basically buried under a big stone. So there are quite a few here. I mean no disrespect, people. And as you can see, the white ghosts are here, magically transformed into cows. Of great significance was always to be buried near water. There's the grave up there. Lovely babbling brook, and in here is where you would pay, I think it's 45 crowns to get in, and it just helps with maintenance. There's a cafe in there. There you can see, just give a wave to Anne Louise, who works in there. Very lovely lady, very helpful. And we're going to start walking up there now and go and have a look. So this is actually a reconstruction. It was used as a giant quarry for many years, and people that built their houses and stone walls and that sort of stuff came and just took stuff. So the whole area was just a massive quarry. And in 17, I think about 1748, 1750, two guys that were digging close in the centre discovered a 4 metre like grave place made from 8 to 10 stones. And I'll put some pictures up showing how it looked at the time. And they ended up bringing it to, let's say, the general public. And because it was so ornate, they believed that only a king could be buried there, and that's where it got its name, the King's Place, King's Grave. But in fact, archaeologists who then started coming to the area discovered bone fragments and that, and the analysis went back to about 1,400 BC, and of teenagers, 2 teenagers were, they found the bones of that. Now that up to, I think, between 4 and 6 different sets of bones have been found through, that were buried like after a century apart from each other. And that's how they got an age of about 1,400 BC for the original ones, for the original. Now, whether they were sacrificed or not is another matter. But some of the carvings on the stones show things that can be interpreted for things that can be interpreted as sacrifice, or, you know, holy significance, that's why they were buried the way that they were, why they deserve this kind of honour. It's about 75 metres across. The reconstruction built it to about 3.5 metres high, although experts reckon that it could have been up to and including 15 metres high originally. And that's like pan-European teachings that now that we're in in close contact with each other through the internet and that, so information can fly, and they've done analysis of different or similar areas, or similar graves, should I say, from all over Europe. And yeah, so all of this was reconstructed, and they estimate about 20,000 stones. I shall take photos of these boards. The archway was reconstructed and was based on another, I should come up with the name of it, I've forgotten it at the moment, but it was inspired by something, a similar grave in another country of almost identical age. Now, hopefully, yeah, I can see it, and it is lit. Wow, it's much bigger than I thought. And you can see the different drawings on each, or carving, should I say. There's the axe, the solar wheel, which was a similar, or the religion at the time. Where there's the one, you can see like religious figures around, which could be interpreted as the grave that we're at now. Or it could also be a pot where the blood of sacrifices were given. The omega symbol there, although that can be interpreted as a portal into the beyond. That's the one there that hopefully I shall try and get closer to it. Excuse my angles. That one there, I shall put a clearer picture up. I don't actually have a torch on me. But that one there, you can see there's the 2 wolves. The wolves represented spirits that would guide the dead through the underworld. There is a fish there. Odin was sometimes depicted as a fish. You've got the procession here along the bottom, and it looks like they are following like a dancing man, or
being led of a dancing man, that could also be significant as a sacrifice, because the chariot at the top right corner there with the two sun wheels, the chariot was also a symbol of taking spirits. The chariot driver would be the person that committed the sacrifice, and the horses in the chariot would take the spirit to the warriors in the afterlife. Of course, it's there are lots of interpretations. There is info there. And this is where the bones of the two teenagers were found. They don't know what sex they were, although history and the wolf cult does say that teenagers that worship the wolf used to become leaders, and if they had died some way, that they could have been in other countries, they could have been brought back here and buried in honour. The zigzag has been interpreted as both levels of like life and afterlife, circle of life, and then you've got the two solar wheels again, or chariot wheels, the horse. Again, also, there was always a form of transport that was given to the spirits to take them to the afterlife, hence the ships, which were closer to people that lived in coastal regions, and chariots which were close, more inland. Me and my big feet kicking everything. Wow, this is something unbelievable. Now, these weren't just the other place. This was also here at the entrance was another burial place where bones were found. So that means that it was dug up and more people of importance were buried. And they also discovered below age, like carbon dating that goes back to at least 5,500 years of residence, people living here and using the entire area as a burial place. But I shall try and find some pictures which will always be up in the left-hand corner. So yeah, I've just spent a long time now walking around the entire place. We can start heading outside now. It's going to be bright out there. So on the original, or they don't believe that this entrance was like this originally, but they constructed it so that the general public could come. This has culturally to Sweden, along with Arlisten, the same significance as Stonehenge almost. And the area wasn't just a burial site. It was used for meetings, for rituals, for many different things. Like I say, there's so much history here that for me to try and go into all of it, the video would be, just hours long. Yeah, it's very worth coming down to this area if you can get down here. So yeah, that was it. We've managed to get here. The sun's starting to come out. It's a beautiful area, and it's worth coming here. This definitely it's got a great feel to the entire area.
I've just been told by Anne-Louise, hi Anne-Louise, about another area that I can get to at Ängakåsen. So I'm going to go back there, and whether or not that will probably be in the before part of the video, but we'll see. I'm not sure how it's going to be all chopped together because I've got literally hours of footage now. So I wanted to come back because I just managed to get myself a brass horse, which is made by a local artist. And so I'm back at Ängakåsen because Anne-Louise at the coffee shop, who I got the horse from, Anne-Louise showed me some air photography and showed me that from here, from the boat, that you can go through here and down to the ocean, because Ängakåsen actually means port. So this was a port area, and in the Bronze Age this was close to the port area where there was a naturally occurring beachfront there where they could park up their boats. And just over there is some stone squares which represent a spiritual house where they buried the dead inside the square. And there are 2 squares from what I understand, rather, as opposed to most of the circles. She also told me about every little bump that you see. These are the graves. So it's not just that they were buried under the stones. The whole area, as soon as you see a bump, which is not a molehill of course, or a pile of cow crap, that it's a grave. But we'll take a little bit more. I think I've got a little bit more space left on the SD card. Not sure. We'll see. Yeah, so this is the wall that you can go over. Some great oak trees here. And this should be where the squares are. Ah, there's something there in front. Has it got the cows in it? Told you they were ghostly cows. Yeah, so this was, there it is here. Okay, some of it is under the bushes. You can see one side there and one side there going off there. So the dead would be buried. There's another stone there in front of the cow. Just in front, you can see the square there. So it was like an imaginary or spiritually built house where the dead were buried and protected of the building. Hello, moo cows. Bah. Just to confuse them. I come in peace. Death by bovine. I'm going this way, alright? I'm going past you. It's alright. Sorry mate, I'm not coming straight at you, but I can't get through these bushes. It's alright. So I'm going to get past these guys and then start again. And another lovely little area. You can hear the ocean from here. We're getting closer. I really am definitely fighting my way through the bushes. I'm glad I've got motorcycle gear on, because this is all brambles and stinging nettles. Right, we will get there. Oh yeah, I can see the waves through the trees. So we're very, very close. Oh man, this is so cool. So even though like 3,500 years ago, there wasn't any officially named Vikings. There were maritime warriors, and if you can see there on the rocks as we get closer, there is a whole, is it flock of cormorants? So that is it was like the naturally occurring. Please don't fly away, not all of you. I come in peace. Let me film you. This is the Ängakåsen here. They're all flying away, unfortunately. There they go, from up in the trees. You can see the amount of white poop here. There is a lot of it. Look at it everywhere. So they love coming to this area. I can smell it as well. This must be, oh yeah, crikey. This must be a whole nesting area. But that is the natural Ängakåsen. Port that was here. What a place, eh? So yeah, this is a perfect place to end the video. I wouldn't have found this place if it wasn't for Anne-Louise at the cafeteria, so thank you very much for that, and a shout out. If you do get down to Kivik, then it's definitely worth coming to see this area. From where the Kiviksgraven is, apparently there's close to 1 kilometre of grave sites all along the coastal area. A lot of it is on private land, which is why I didn't want to go walking willy-nilly, so to speak. But Anne-Louise showed me some great aerial photographs and showed me where to go to actually get down to this port area, as Kåsen means port. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment, and I'll try and start rustling up the next journey, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.